Happy Thursday. I am not in a good mood today. So I need to vent. Maybe fuck writing a book and I'll do video diaries or something. Maybe I should do it on that new channel I made. I haven't really posted on there. Not happy. Wow, it's been a while since I've cried. Gosh. At least a year, maybe more. Most days I just, fake it. Fake it till I make it. Mother's Day is coming up. And the anniversary of my mother's passing. And then my birthday is right after. Yeah. Somebody asked me, when was the last time you were, really happy? Must have been, in your 20s, 30s. I'm like, teenage years? No. I don't know if I've ever truly been happy. It's kind of strange. I mean, I like to think so sometimes, but I don't think it's real. So, I'm sure I grabbed the Xanax so I can, try to go to sleep, because, so I'm not sure, well, I'm sure people have noticed since February I haven't really posted that much. There's a couple reasons. One, the stalker Matthew, the one that left me the voicemail and was blowing up my YouTube and all that stuff, he's the same guy that sends the threatening texts to me and sends my photo to other people threatening them, pretending to be me. I told him if he'd stop, I wouldn't dox him. However, I'm continuing to get messages. He's saying, oh, my daughter's about to get off the school bus. Come molest her with me. Matthew, I don't have any school-age children. My youngest daughter is fucking 19. Dude, you have fucking problems. He slowed down with me. Oh, after that video I made with him blowing up my phone, then it was every fucking day I was getting him. So I found out who he was, and I got a photo of myself that said, you're, disgusting, whatnot, Here, let me, this is my proof. It's kind of funny. Where is it? Oh, over here. You look disgusting. What a complete skank. I wouldn't give you 10 cents. And it's a photo of myself. And I said, but here you are with all my photos. And then I figured out who he was. And I wrote, gotcha. And I put his Facebook screenshot, right? That's the only person I sent it to. I woke up the next day to like 30 messages from like 5 different numbers. I'm not your fucking stalker. I'm going to sue you. How dare you? Well, I just found you last week from the ripoff report. Blah, 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 blah. And I go, so I said, how did you know I accused you? What? And I was like, I only sent your Facebook to the person that sent me this. Oh, wrong one. Oh, where'd it go? Oh my God, what did you say? Fuck. Please tell me that wasn't what I think it was. Well, I needed a laugh right now. That was definitely a naughty photo. Hopefully you didn't catch the bottom part. I'm going to have to rewatch this. But anyway, I was like, wait, how did you know that I accused you? Because I only sent your photo to the person that sent me this. My own photo. And he just kept, oh, I'm not your stalker, I'm not your stalker. And literally, every day after that, I was getting multiple messages a day. So I'm like, first of all, you just ratted yourself out. Like, hello? So then he reaches out to me like 2 weeks later, and he's like, I'm not your stalker, blah, blah, blah. Like, I found you from your ripoff report. I really thought you were a nice person, blah, blah, blah. One of the messages I got, it was, it said something very rude, and I said, your mother and brother killed themselves to get away from you because you're a miserable human being. And I said that to the person who said they were going to rape me and toss me in a dumpster. So a couple weeks later, I get a text from him, and he's like, and they were multiples with different numbers. He's like, you talk about being a good person and good karma and good things happen, but you said you're happy my mother and brother died to get away from me. And I go, when did I say that? I said that to the person who told me they were going to rape me and toss me in a dumpster. So here you are again, ratting yourself out. And I go, it's not a coincidence since 2 weeks ago when I made that YouTube video, you've been blowing up my phone now. Like, you need to stop. I was like, if you want me to dox you, I'm not going to waste my fucking breath on you. Like, you're not worth it. Just stop. And that was the plan. And I said, just stop. Oh, he stopped with me. I'm only getting like one every week or so. But I'm getting messages from other people with my photo and a message underneath it that says, my daughter's about to get off the school bus. Come molest her with me. Then he gives them my phone number. I get about 4 to 5 people a day reaching out to me. Guys, wanting to know how old my daughter is and what time they should be. I had a girl who he also says these things to, and she sent me a message. She said, you gotta do something, because if he sends that to the wrong person, like, they will hurt you, And I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right. Like, who does this guy think he fucking is? Like, my youngest daughter is fucking 19. She ain't getting off no damn school bus. She ain't getting molested. She'll beat your fucking ass. Are you kidding me? Like, what is your problem? And why me? Out of everybody, why did you fucking pick me? Like, could you just leave me alone, please? Because I've had to do so much, like changing my website, and changing this, and getting a new number, and, you know, screening people now. And it's just, it's ridiculous. And for what? Because you're fucking bored? Because you don't have a job? That's not my problem, dude. Like, misery loves company, I get it. But stop. I'm fucking miserable, but you don't see me making, like, being mean to people. Oh, like, it just... So anyway, between that and also shortly after Valentine's, my brother and sister, one of my brothers and my sister came to me and said, listen, we have a list of things that we want you to do. Otherwise, we are going to disown you. And I'm like, all right, what's this list? Go see a therapist. Why? Fuck. Like, okay. Kick Bunny out and her kids, because she's not your daughter. You shouldn't have to support her. Blah, blah, blah. Disown your son, because, yeah, disown your son. You should never speak to him again. Because 3 years ago when I took him to the casino for his 21st birthday, he ended up body slamming me and gave me a concussion, and I had bleeding on the left side of my head. But, that's my son. He doesn't live with me. He lives in Kentucky with his girlfriend. They fly out here every 6 weeks or so he can get his infusion because he has Crohn's disease. He never really asks me for anything. Like, my brother and family did, like, wouldn't let him come to any of the parties or Halloween thing, you know, Christmas parties, something like that. And then I actually still went a couple times, and then I thought, wait, why am I doing that? Like, I mean, I was mad at my son at the same time because of what he did, but so kick them out, kick my oldest daughter out. She's, you know, and you need to get a smaller place for just you and Jasmine. And then go get like a 9-to-5 job. The best thing you did so far was get rid of Luke. I said, yeah, you guys don't invite me to any of the family trips, the cruises, the weekends at the beaches in Florida. Well, yeah, because of your online stuff. You need to delete all those profiles. It's very embarrassing. Wow. Well, I didn't have these. I've only had them for 2 years, so how come I wasn't invited for the 15 years before that? Oh, well, you were dating Luke then. So you didn't invite your sister to a family gathering where her boyfriend could have stayed at home with the kids. Because you didn't approve of my boyfriend. Not for nothing, but I'm pretty sure I've already been disowned. Like, nothing is ever good enough. Obviously, I said, no, I'm not doing it. He said, you look like white trash, blah, blah, blah. Like, what happens if my friends see it? Your friends come to see me in person. Oops. Was I not supposed to? So obviously I didn't say that to him, but I was like, I'm trying my best. Like, I'm going with the cards I was dealt. I decided to leave Jonathan, who is a nurse, making $30+ an hour. And when I left him, he said, you can't do without me. And I said, watch me. And he quit his nursing job and got a job as a cook, making like $10 an hour. So he didn't have to pay child support. The elephants are back. People upstairs. Like, I've tried my best. Like, nothing is ever good enough. Really sad. It's really sad. So obviously I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'll go talk to a therapist, but I'm going to tell them why I'm there because you're making me do it. So it's kind of defeats the purpose. I'm not kicking my kids out. I'm not kicking Bunny out. I'm not disowning my son. I'm not deleting my online profiles. A couple of years ago, I used to put like these quotes on my Facebook. Like little things like, I actually think I have some as an example. Let me see. It might not be in this phone. Oh, yeah. Saying sorry doesn't always mean that you were wrong. Sometimes it means you value your relationship more than your ego. Hold on, they're like hidden in here. If I'm holding your hand, I'll be holding your heart. And if it becomes too heavy, I'll carry it with mine. Like, just little things like this, you know? Nothing bad. Nothing bad at all, at least I didn't think. Here. Karma, the joy of watching someone get what they deserve. Professionalism, the ability to sit back and enjoy the show and keep your mouth shut. Like, I would put little quotes like that on my Facebook. And he called me up one day and said, dude, what's going on with you? All my friends are, like, reaching out to me wondering what's going on. He's like, you gotta delete all that stuff off your Facebook. And I'm like, what? Like, and I did. I deleted them. And then I, like, didn't even really post on Facebook after that. But I'm like, wow. The control. It's like sad. My other brother TJ, he got married last year in Aruba, and I was trying to get, passports for me and the kids, and he goes, oh, the plates are like really expensive, so we're not gonna have kids at the wedding, but we understand if you don't want to go because you don't want to leave the kids behind, but we're gonna do something when we come back. And I was like, oh, okay. Plus, I mean, it's expensive for me to take me and the 3 kids all the way there. They can't even go to the wedding, right? So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Well, fast forward to the wedding. There were so many kids there. So many kids. They were like between the ages of, 2 and 14. So when my brother gave me this ultimatum, I go, let me ask you a question. Why was I told that no kids were allowed at the wedding? And so, which I didn't go. TJ told me to stay behind. But then there were a whole bunch of kids there, and he's like, oh, kids were allowed at the wedding, just not your kids. Why? Well, Jacob, first of all, shouldn't even be in your family anymore. And I mean, look at your girls. They've got their nose pierced, green and blue hair. Mind you, it was a gay wedding. Imagine being discriminated against going to a gay wedding that you accept the person as being gay. That was crushing. That's when I realized, you guys disowned me a long time ago. So, what does it matter? Like, I understand you helped me with my car and stuff like that. I appreciate it. But, like, you don't own me. You can't, like, I'm waiting for him to just give me a script of how I should live my life every day. Wake up at this time and go here, go do this and do that. You know what I mean? It's really shitty. Mother's Day is coming up. They tried to talk my dad into stop talking to me. My dad was like, "You're crazy." She's the only one that does stuff for me. She does my grocery shopping. The kids run my errands for me. The only thing you guys ever do is have a dog sit for you all the time. Someone asked me today, like, when was the last time you were, like, truly happy? And I'm like, gosh, I don't even know. I mean, like, you gotta know. What? Maybe in your 30s? I was like, no. 20s? No. Teens? No. I got kicked out of my house at 16. I had to grow up fast. Yeah, so I wasn't really posting too much on here. I let him get into my head, you know? Like, maybe he's right. Maybe I should just delete them. Maybe it's pointless. Waste of time. It really sucks, 'cause, like, I don't have friends. They all ended up being liars and users. I was only their friend when it was convenient for them. And now I don't have family. I mean, it's not like I had them before. I mean, obviously, if I needed something, I could contact them, you know. But the fucked up thing is, they told me that I look awful. That I look sick. And, once I delete the profiles and, you know, start like a regular 9-to-5 job, it might take a couple weeks, but I'll get back to normal. And I'll start looking better. They act like I do drugs or drink. Like, what? No, it's not going to change me. I'm not going to look better. It's going to change your perception of me in your head, which will make me look better in your eyes. That's it. I will still be the same person that I've always been. So yeah, I was like, just sleeping a lot lately. And freaking Mother's Day's coming up. And then the day my mom passed away is right after. And then my birthday is a couple weeks after that. Let's smoke another cigarette, shall we? Sorry, I'm like all stuffy from crying, so I probably sound funny. But I've been holding this in for like too long, and I needed to get it out. I was talking about it yesterday with somebody. He was like, damn, girl, you do gotta write a book. I'm like, I know, right? Fuck. I try the best I can. That's all I can really do, right? It's not like I have a partner helping me out. They all have husbands, wives, you know. It's just been me for 17 years. Doing it by myself. The family goes on like cruises 3 times a year. They go to Disney. My brother TJ owns a house in Florida. They go like once a month down there for the weekend. They got a house in the Cape they go to. One in Lake George. I've never been. Never even been invited. I just see the photos on Facebook and stuff. That's it. But I wasn't invited because of Luke. And then I got rid of Luke. But then I made the mistake of smoking online. Even if I did stop, it's like they'll just find something else. You know? Nothing will ever be good enough. And I said, like, not for nothing, but even if I did do everything on your fucking list, I still don't want an invite. I haven't gotten an invite in 17 years. What the fuck makes you think I want one now? You could take that fucking cruise and shove it up your fucking ass. You know how uncomfortable I would be there? Fuck you. No thank you. No thanks. Like, I enjoy what I do. Isn't that enough? Like, I'm happy. Well, you know what I mean. Happy, like, I'm content. How about that? Let's just say that. I'm content. But it just sucks to be like the outcast. The family disappointment. Like, I want so bad for like something good to happen. And this way I could be like, oh yeah, you guys aren't my family anymore, remember? So, fuck you. I mean, I would still never, I wouldn't do that. But I'd probably be like, okay, I won the lottery. Take this and just, we'll part ways. I'm gonna go live my life, you go live your life, and Mother's Day's coming up. Bunny and my youngest are in Florida. They drove down with the babies. My oldest is at the house. so I'll go spend time on her. I don't know. I just keep trying to think on the brighter side, like, one day, one day, it's 11 o'clock, why is this phone on? I'm sure other people have it worse than me, so I'm not here for like, woe is me, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, I just got in the mood. I was thinking about Mother's Day, and the fact, you know, I felt bad for not posting as much. It's like I just didn't want to be in front of the camera. But, well, hey, now that I've talked about it, maybe it'll help. You never know. I think I am gonna turn my other profile into like a diary type thing instead of doing the book. On a brighter note, I got the oil change today, and the check engine light is off. It was some kind of a sensor, so that's good. But yeah, a few weeks ago, I had like a video that I had posted where I was kind of venting a little bit about stuff that was like going on, and somebody left a comment. He was like, "You need to delete this." He was like, you know, people come and see you to, like, get out of their daily stresses. Like, they don't need yours on top of it. And I'm like, you act like we're sitting together face to face. Like, this is my YouTube. Like, I don't vent to people face to face. I don't bring up my issues to people. I keep them private. If I choose to disclose it on here, it doesn't mean it's, like, in my everyday life. Like I said, fake it till you make it, right? So, like, ay, ay, ay. I don't know. Fuck them. I mean, they haven't really had a sister anyway. It's not like they fucking did, like, invited me places and did anything with me any fucking way. For crying out loud, I couldn't even go to my own brother's wedding. Because my kids have green hair. Wow. Sorry they're not preppy like your kids. You can't try to change somebody. You know? That's who they want to be. Who am I to tell them they can't be like that? They can't express, you know, Like, fuck that. That's like me telling my brother you can't be gay. You can't be gay because people don't approve of it. Okay, well, fuck those people. Right? So you're gonna tell my kid she can't be emo or whatever with purple hair and a nose piercing? It's a contradiction there, buddy. And I don't think it was him, because he's definitely not like that. I think it was my older brother and my sister. And the funny thing is, my sister was screaming, I want my sister back. I need my sister back. I love you. And I'm like, what sister? You've never even invited me out to lunch. Like, what? Here's an example of my sister. She was a stripper. She drank a lot. And I had a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And she had a DUI. She couldn't drive. So she calls me up one afternoon and she's like, hey, I want to go to the mall. I need you to drive me. And I was like, well, I've got the kids. And then she was like, well, what the fuck? I want to go to the mall. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have anybody to watch them. And I'm not going to lug them to the mall so you can go shopping. Because I don't have money to go shopping. You know what? Fuck you. Don't ask me for anything. And hung up the phone. Yep. She'll post like photos and videos of her and her friends on cruises, and my brother's on the cruises, and they're going out to eat here and there, and there's photos and videos, and I'm just like, wow, thanks for the invite. It's literally just me. Like, it's always just been me. I'm kind of sick of it. I really am. Sometimes I wonder if it's just easier to stay with Jonathan. Have him take me out earlier. I'd be dead at 28, but at least I wouldn't have had to fucking put up with this shit. You know? Makes you wonder what would have been better. The really fucked up thing is, I had a house in North Carolina. I didn't rent, I owned. We had 20 acres of land, and it was my mom's house, my house, my grandparents' house, and a barn. And we had horses. Well, my grandmother passed away the day after my wedding. Spent the night in the hospital on our wedding night. And my grandpa couldn't stay in the house, so we rented the house out to my mom's best friend's mother. Then my mother passed away a few years later. My dad couldn't stay, so my brothers came to get him. We rented the house out to my mother's best friend's brother. So then when I decided, okay, I need to leave Luke, and obviously all my family was up here, my youngest was 2, I rented my house out to my mother's best friend. And I just gave her the mortgage book, you know. I was 27, 26, I didn't know. And it was like 2.5 years later, my brother called me. And he's like, you need to call your mortgage company now. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I just found out Mom's house was foreclosed on and auctioned off. And I'm like, what? So I called, and they said the house had been vacant for about 3 months, and they haven't received the mortgage in about 7 months. And I'm trying to call her. She's not answering. And I said, well, what can I do? Can you do a modification, something? And they said no, because it wasn't my primary residence. I was renting an apartment up here for $950, waitressing, mind you. There's no way I could have paid the months of mortgage that was behind. So I was like, what are my options? Well, then I found out the guy that bought my mother's property, house with the 18 acres, because I had 2. My well to my house was across the street, which was technically on part of my mother's 18 acres. He shut the well off to my house. So even if I did move back down there or find new renters to take it, I would have had to pay like 15, 20 grand to build a well, because this guy shut the well off to my house. And then a few months later, the mortgage company reached out to me and they're like, did you move back in the house? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, it's vacant. Like, we go there to take photos and there's people living there. I'm like, what? So I call the sheriff's department. He calls me back. He's like, yeah, they said they've been renting for a couple months off the guy next door. And I'm like, what? And they're like, you're going to have to come down here and, do an eviction process. And I'm like, I can't get to North Carolina. Like, what? So I was like, wow. Just like that. Because I had every intention of going back to that house. I loved it down there. But everything happens for a reason, right? I ended up getting a letter from the Attorney General about 2 to 3 years later that said they sued the top 5 mortgage companies in America for foreclosing on people when they could have helped them to stay in their homes. And I received a check for $1,400. Damn shame. And then a few years ago, she found me on Facebook and apologized to me. Said she felt really bad. I was like, it's water under the bridge now. What can you do, Live and learn. Okay. I don't want to keep my depressing sob story going. I'll, to be continued, and I'll do something on my other page, because I want to keep this one happy. But, I just had to, I don't know. I was, really upset, and I just needed to talk. Even if it is talking to myself. Kind of explain a little bit why I've been MIA for the last couple months. And, Matthew, stop. I'm not fucking kidding. Stop. Enough is enough. Find somebody else. I don't know why you fucking picked me out of hundreds of fucking girls. But you need to stop. It will catch up to you. I have no problem showing your Facebook and giving out your information if you continue. So stop. If I get another fucking message from somebody, like tonight, I got a message from a dude saying that I contacted him. And I was like, was it from my phone number? He's like, no, but you gave me your phone number. And I'm like, think about what you just said. I sent you a photo of me. I told you my name, but then I had to give you my number to contact me. That's the first thing I say to all these people that reach out to me. Did that not just a red flag? My hair is so messy. I gotta shower. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm so, like, emotional because an Aunt Flo is visiting right now. Oops. Damn women. Fucking hormones. Hey, at least I smoked a few cigarettes. And I didn't get sick either. Mother's Day's gonna suck. That's for sure. I'm pretty sure my birthday is gonna suck too. I haven't had a good birthday in like 15 years. So I'm not holding my breath. Just saying. But for now, I'll be back. I always come back. Even if I don't